And welcome. I hope you guys are doing well. We miss you and we hope that you guys are ready to get back into some math. Okay, this is lesson 15, and today we are going to be solving word problems to determine perimeter with given side lengths. In case you have forgotten what is perimeter, the perimeter is the distance all the way around the outside of a 2D shape. Important terms: perimeter is the distance around the edge of a figure or shape. The perimeter is the sum of the lengths of each side of a polygon. Rectangle is a 2D shape in geometry with 4 corners and 4 sides. Regular polygons are polygons with all equal sides. Side lengths are the sides of polygons of a polygon. An equation is a mathematical sentence containing an equal sign to show that two expressions are equal. Before we move on, make sure that you grab or have a writing tool, a notepad, a notebook, a journal, a pencil, some place to draw your models and write down your equations and your thinking. Okay, here we go. In this lesson, you will learn to solve perimeter word problems with rectangles. And here we have 3 examples of rectangles. You will also be solving perimeter word problems with regular polygons. And remember that regular polygons have equal sides. Okay, mission number 1, solve perimeter word problems with rectangles. Mrs. Shaver places a border around a 5-foot by 6-foot rectangular bulletin board. How many feet of border did Mrs. Shaver use? Okay, important things to know: reread problem if necessary. Underline important information, especially if you copy down the problem. If you did not copy down the problem, then instead of underlining information, you can write down important information that can help you solve for this problem in your notebook. And we are going to use the RDW process, which is a read, draw, and write. We are going to show our thinking here. So we know we're trying to find out how many feet of border did Mrs. Shaver use. So let's figure out what information we know. Okay, we know that her bulletin board is rectangular and it measures 5 foot by 6 foot. And so here we have my rectangular model or bulletin board. I am going to label because labeling helps us visualize what scenario we have. And here we label 5 feet, very close to a square. Okay. Now, this is my equation. I remember that in order to solve for perimeter, we must add all the sides. Well, if you notice, I have 2 6s and 2 5s. Well, you might be thinking, why? Well, because even though this side is not labeled with 6, I know I have to include it because in order to find the perimeter, I must add all sides. And these 2 sides that are on label are also part of the perimeter. So even though they're not there, I must include them. I know this is 6 feet because right across, it's the same measurement. They're equal sides. They're parallel to each other. Therefore, they're equal. And in this case, because remember that rectangles have 2 sets of parallel sides. Okay. Now, another way I could have solved for this, for the perimeter, is I could have used multiplication. I have 2 sides that measure 6 feet plus 2 sides that measure 5 feet. Therefore, when I multiply 2 times 6, I get 12. And when I multiply 2 times 5, I get 10. And when I add those 2 products together that are now addends, I get the sum of 22 feet. To answer the question, how many feet of border did Mrs. Shaver use? Well, she needs 22 feet of border for her bulletin board. So how did you do? If you did well, then you're ready to move on to the next problem. If you made a mistake, make sure that you go back and look at your work. Was it addition? Did you not add correctly? Was it multiplication? Figure out what happened there, okay? Maybe you forgot to add the two sides here. It's a common mistake. And once you have figured out what mistake you made, you're ready to move on to our mission number 2. In mission number 2, we will be solving perimeter word problems with regular polygons. So here we go. Nathan built a model of a pentagon for a social studies project. He made each outside wall 33 centimeters long. What is the perimeter of Nathan's model pentagon? Remember that good readers and mathematicians, they read problems if necessary. Underlining important information if you copied down the problem. If not, write down the important information that can help us solve for the question. Now, what model can we draw? Once we have the model, make sure that we label the side lengths, and don't forget to include the units. And write an equation to represent the perimeter as the sum of all side lengths. Let's start thinking. So the answer, or the question we're trying to answer, is what is the perimeter of Nathan's model pentagon? Okay. Next, we know that a pentagon has 5 sides, and that's the shape that Nathan is using for his model. We also know that each outside wall measures 33 centimeters. So once we have our model, a pentagon has 5 sides and they're all equal. We know that 33 centimeters, it's the outside wall. And it got me thinking, well, what about the other sides? And then I thought, wait a minute, I already know because this is a regular pentagon, which means all sides are equal. Therefore, what is the measurement for each wall? 33 centimeters? Yep, that's exactly what I thought you were going to say. Now that we know all sides measure 33 centimeters, we are going to add all the sides because that's the way we solve for perimeter. And so I'm going to create a repeated addition equation where I added 33 5 times, and that gave me the sum of 165 centimeters. I can also do multiplication or solve with multiplication. I know that I have 5 sides because it's a pentagon and all sides measure 33 centimeters, which gives us a product of 165 centimeters. So what is the perimeter of Nathan's model pentagon? You're correct. It is 165 centimeters. Yay. If you did well, then you're ready to move on to practice time. If you had some mistakes for mission number 2, make sure that before you move on, you go back and look at your work. Did you add wrong? Did you multiply wrong? Did you forgot to add a side? So make sure that you go back and analyze your work, especially if you made a mistake. That way, when you move on to practice time, you are careful to not make the same mistake. Okay? Okay, so it's practice time. You're going to click on the link below, and it's going to take you to this page where you are going to be solving 4 word problems with perimeter. And I wrote the goal here so you remember that by the end that this is your goal, that you can solve word problems involving perimeter. In your answer, you must include an equation. If you just write the final answer, it's going to come out as wrong. You must give me an equation. What were you thinking when you decided to where did that number come from? Okay, after you're done, if you feel you need more practice or you just want to use a couple of different resources, I did have this link for Khan Academy, and it gives you an introduction to perimeter in case you've forgotten, and it also gives you all these very cool activities and videos to keep practicing with perimeter. It gives you word problems, then it quizzes you on perimeter. Then it gives you a little bit extra here with comparing area and perimeter, which will be our next step. There's a quiz too and a unit test as well. Okay. The next thing we have is a website which you must enable click there. Okay, make sure if it doesn't go automatically to the page, make sure that you click there. But it's not working. Hello. Okay, so let me see what's going on with this one while we do take care of this one here. Okay, for this one, it's perimeter game, and it's just a cool game. I believe you get coins. Looks entertaining. And it's just another way for you to practice. I am trying to get to this one here, but it's not, it's technology here working at its best. It's a turtle game, and I know it has 4 lessons. Okay. All right, so this is all I have. Oh, at the end, when you're done with all this practice time, you are ready to take your exit ticket. And your exit ticket looks like this. Make sure that you write your name and your email. It's asking a couple questions, and then it'll give you a problem, okay, that you need to solve. Since you cannot show me a model, make sure that you explain to me exactly how you solve this problem. Okay, give me an equation and tell me your thinking. I want to know what you're thinking. Okay. All right. So our turtle diary did not go through it. I was able to do it previously, and now it's not allowing me to. But don't give up. Just keep trying if you have this type of issue. Okay. Because I guaranteed you that, oh, there it is. I forgot to say aloud. So make sure that you say aloud. And then, ta-da, it'll let you go in there. Yay. Okay, so here we go. It says if you want to play, make sure that you say yes. There's 2 lessons with exercises. So you are just responsible for perimeter. We will be doing area, but if you want to try area as a review, and we will be finding perimeter and area soon together. So perimeter. All right, friends. That's all I have for you guys. If you have any questions, please email me. Here's my email address. You can also email Mrs. Shaver at marcy.shaver at morgan.k12.cous, the same as my address, or Miss Sarah.O'Brien at morgan.k12.co.us. Thank you so much, and we are going to be waiting for you tomorrow with our next lesson. Bye.